Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to my channel. So, I wanted to make a video to talk about marriage because I get a lot of questions and emails from women about marriage and questions from women who are in committed relationships and committed situationships. And I wanted to get into and address the number one reason why most marriages and relationships to a certain degree tend to fail. And this isn't the most comfortable conversation to have because most women dream of one day being married. But what's often missing from the conversation on marriage is an upfront discussion about that dirty word called money. Finances, ladies, paper, coins, bands, bread, dough, bank accounts, credit cards, credit, and even debt is a huge reason why romantic relationships can go bust, can go sour. Now, I wanted to talk about marriage because a lot of women, for the most part, still believe that marriage is a fairy tale where you skip off into the sunset on a white horse with the love of your life and you live happily ever after. And because many women have that fairy tale mindset, they tend to leave a lot of things out of consideration, namely money. A lot of women get married for the sake of just being able to say, I have a husband. And because of this, a lot of women aren't doing their due diligence when it comes to figuring out the kind of man that they are marrying. So a lot of women end up trapping themselves and getting caught up in a dead end. And they think about hypergamy and femininity only as an afterthought. But I will never encourage marriage's sake on my channel, right? I encourage hypergamy, femininity for women and femininity for women to have success in their relationships because marriage for marriage's sake can be a life altering dead end for women. Now, money is funny with people. People are super sensitive when it comes to talking about money, when it comes to money, because people are frightened to talk about money. People are very afraid to even address it. You know, money is often the elephant in the room. Money is very emotional for people. Money and debt is the number one reason why most people feel insecure in their lives, especially men, because they are expected to have it. Men who are poor, who are downtrodden, will always be triggered when they listen to my videos because they lack money. Now, men have leeway with a lot of things, right? Men are allowed to be unattractive. Men are allowed to be overweight. Men are allowed to be bad built. Men are allowed to be butt ugly. Men are allowed to age. But the one thing that they are expected to have is a wallet. And a lot of men come up short. So a lot of men work overtime to con women into this notion that money should not matter. A lot of men like to shame women by calling them leeches and gold diggers and shallow and superficial. And poor men will usually use all kinds of shaming and debasing and devaluing tactics so that they can have a chance at getting access to what they value most, and that is sex. And a lot of broke men have turn this con into a sport, right? Particularly with black women. And a lot of unsuspecting women get caught up in the nice girl act, right? The people pleaser acting. They give their best years to a dusty and then they get played, right? So people, for the most part, like to pretend that money doesn't matter or that money shouldn't matter in love and that money is the root of all evil. But the reality is that life costs money. You know, not having money is evil because from the cradle to the grave, life costs money. This is capitalism 101. It costs money to live and to thrive. It costs money to look good. It costs money to travel and create beautiful memories and to have the finer things in life, which is something for the most part that women want to have. You know, women love to shop, women like to look beautiful, women love shoes, hair, makeup. You know, women love to have time to themselves. Women need to rest and recharge their batteries. Women want their children to have the best. Women want security for their children. Most women, as quiet as kept, over 35 hate working. Women love stability and security and protection, and you need money to sustain those things. Femininity flourishes, ladies, when a woman feels safe and secure and financially protected and provided for. Falling in love is cute and fun, and it's cute to marry your best friend, but best friends turn into enemies really quick, especially when respect and admiration is out of the door. Now, I have a lot of women who have written me about being booed up with their dusty or being married to their dusty and rescuing their dusty and trying to switch it up on their dusty and trying to make their dusty a better version of himself. A lot of women are currently with men who lack ambition, drive, and direction, and they are with men who are comfortable and settled, and men who really don't aspire to much. And this is when most women realize that their man is really not going to turn the corner on leveling up, right? Or getting better, right? A lot of men see women as a security blanket, not as a person who should be provided and protected for. A lot of men do not understand the mechanics of respect and how valuable it is to the success of a relationship and to the success of a marriage. Women tend to take this I can rescue my dusty mindset. I can build with my dusty mindset into marriage. Women marry these ambitionless men. They have kids with them. They start families with these men. And then, boom, it's World War VI because that man ain't changing. He ain't budging. He ain't moving, right? He's not growing. He's not evolving. He's not becoming the masculine man that you need him to be. This is what happens to ladies when they take their social cues from Disney movies and romantic comedies, thinking that love is all you need to save the day. A lot of women think that they can handle a 50-50 lifestyle. A lot of women think that they can marry a man who has a regular, degular, schmegular job. As my mother would say, a job stands for just over broke. A lot of women think and believe and have been groomed to accept that it is their duty to split things down the middle. But then that funny thing with wiring happens. A woman's biological wiring and her hypergamous nature always kicks in, guaranteed, especially if she becomes a mother. Being married to a man who wants it both ways, right? Who's broke or lazy or cheap or all of the above or stingy or unmotivated, who expects you to carry 50% or more of the finances and expects you to cook, to clean, to cater to his needs, man stroke his male ego because men expect that from their wives. Eventually, that wife will become full of torment and hateful resentment because she is literally burning the candle at both ends of the stick. And rage does not fare well on a woman. When a woman is bitter and angry and she's unhappy, and it doesn't look good. And this is where the arguments turn into screaming matches and things are thrown, and this is when you are ready to move back in with your mother, right? Marriages tend to implode because of a lack of money. If a woman cannot trust her man's leadership or respect her man's ability to handle business. And if a woman doesn't have the time or energy to cater to her own feminine needs because she's drained, because she's tired, because she's depressed and frustrated from being a workhorse and a mule, eventually the dam is going to burst. And that marriage is going to turn into an absolute nightmare, right? 50-50, ladies, is not sustainable because it works against compatibility and it destroys attraction. It kills attraction, right? A lot of people believe that the goal in being in a relationship is ultimately marriage. And some of you will be triggered by hearing this, but marriage to a broke person is like being on a treadmill with no power. And this is why I started my channel and why you should subscribe to my channel and read my website. Not to bash dusties and broke men, that's not what my channel is about, although it is fun. I'm not using hypergamy and femininity to beat up on men. My channel is about encouraging women to be smarter about the impactful decisions that we all have to make. We all have to make these choices, ladies. We all want to fall in love. We all want to have a better life. We all want a shot at a great life. We all want someone to care. We all want someone to bury our parents with. So many women need to be able to have this information and the information that they need as women to make better decisions. Dating and marriage and babies and hypergamy and femininity and having success in all of those areas is about learning how to make decisions that will work in your favor. And I am personally tired of seeing Black women ending up in lose-lose situations. So many women work against themselves by wasting their time, wasting their youth with men who sabotage their potential. They get with these incompetent men who have no money, no vision, no ambition, no drive, no protector mindset. Women get with these house cats, right? And then try to turn these men into lions. And it always backfires because with these men, what you see is pretty much what you get. A lot of women delude themselves into believing that they have this transformative power, this magical power, right, to turn a dusty into a king. A lot of women try to back lead, right? Lead from behind, or treat their man like a puppet on a string to get some leadership out of him. And it ends up being a pretty desperate move on a woman's part, right? Now, I don't care how much you throw it on him, ladies. It will not change his character or increase his drive. So stop writing his resume and stop sending him links to job applications and stop allowing him to take money out of your purse. So that's all I have to say on this for now. Marriage can be a beautiful shared experience when done right, right? Love is a beautiful thing, but respect is more important than love. So the best thing that you can do for a dusty is walk away, not marry him, because when you marry an unmotivated man who doesn't have a protector and provider mindset, it is a recipe for disaster. And for those of you who are in a nasty situation with a dusty, you're married to a dusty is your boyfriend, make an exit plan. You don't have to stay stuck inside of a mistake just because you spent a long time making one. So let me know what you think in the comment section, and I will catch up with you in the next video.